And we are back with the final from Jonny Quest, the Robot Spy. It's taken me a while to get this completed, just like everybody else, just haven't been in the mood to sit here and do anything. I mean, it all kind of varies with my treatment. It's the drug, I know that's doing it, and then they're changing things around due to some other issues, and you know how it goes. Anyway, let's get to it so we don't have a half-hour long video. We changed things around from the original plans. I didn't end up using the checkpoint at all, and I ended up putting the tank back in there because I really wanted the tank in there because of, you know, I don't know if you're familiar with the episode, but in the episode, you know, Dr. Quest says bring out everything to try to stop the spider, and he mentions the tank, which you see in the episode, and the flamethrower, which you see here. We got a flamethrower guy in there. We got a machine gun guys. So I wanted to use everything that I saw in the episode, and the checkpoint really wasn't in the episode. It was just something I wanted to add because I thought it was cool. So what I've done with the tank, to be able to add the tank, is we parked the tank basically. We're going to assume that this is right when the spider broke out, as you can see here from the lab, so they haven't really fired up the tank yet. It was just sitting there on the base. So that's how I was able to incorporate the tank. Because if I would have, as I said earlier, if I would have used the tank partaking in the festivities of getting rid of the robot spy, I just don't have the room. I would have to have a huge diorama base, as I mentioned previously. So by using it in a parked status, then we're able to turn it sideways and have room for it on the base. We've got the little Jeep, the Airfix Jeep. I love this little Jeep, man. I'm going to get a few more of these kits because they're inexpensive, and I'm actually thinking about doing a rat patrol, a diorama in 1/72 using this Jeep here, because it comes with a ton of parts, all kinds of extra stuff, and you can easily build this as a rat patrol Jeep if you wanted to in 1/72. It's not hard to do because Airfix gives you all the parts you need to do it. So, and as I said, we still got plenty of parts left over out of this Jeep kit. So let me zoom in here so you can kind of see. So it's just a fantastic little Jeep kit, and I'm really surprised at how many parts are in it for a little Jeep. So Airfix did a really good job with this Jeep. The guys, the Army guys, I had a hell of a time with because they're not plastic, they're vinyl. The very same vinyl a model car tire is made out of, so I had a really hard time working with these guys being vinyl. And everything, even their accessories are vinyl, so that made it a bit challenging trying to paint and get together and to have the paint stick. This is going to be hard to do, I can see this already. But there is a machine gun guys and a machine gun guy feeding the gun, so we got that added because that was mentioned in the episode. Well, you saw it and it wasn't mentioned, you saw it. So we got that. We got Race there out of the Jeep hauling butt to shoot the spider, and of course you already saw Dr. Quest, and then we got the flamethrower guy there. That was mentioned by Dr. Quest. In fact, and you saw it too, them shooting a flamethrower at the robot spy. So we got a guy there underneath the tree. He's kind of tucked up underneath there, being sneaky with the spider, getting a few shots in. You saw the tank. We've got a guy on top of the tank. Better leverage up there, firing at the spider. We got this one guy here getting ready to chuck a grenade at it, and then we got another guy with a rifle. So we got a busy scene. I think we got enough guys in there. I didn't want to, you know, get too nuts with the amount of Army guys. So I think that's enough. There's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Army guys. 8 if you include Race, and 9 if you include Dr. Quest. That's that. We added that tree there just because. We lowered the height of the lab. I thought that it was a little too tall, a little too big, and it just didn't look right. So we lowered the lab walls, put a roof on it, which bowed on me. It was straight when I put it on, but the paint bowed it, which I guess is okay because it bowed down in the center where the roof would be, you know, since it lost some of its support and the spider broke through. So we got the roof on there, and I think it looks much better. And with the lab walls looking not so tall, they were way too high. Of course, I eyeballed. I didn't measure anything when I built that. It's just all eyeballed and hot glued. So the change you already saw, and yeah, that's pretty much about it. We added our rubble down there from where it broke through the wall, and that's really about it. And it doesn't take a whole lot of room. I found a spot for it on the shelf, so I can actually put this on the shelf, and it'll work out spiffy. So yeah. Oh, I forgot about the flamethrower guy. How I did the flamethrower guy, if you want to know, it's maybe you care less. Who knows? But the flamethrower guy, I had to think about it for a bit, because I was trying to figure out how am I going to get a flame out of a 1/72 figure, because you know these guys are pretty small. I mean, here's my finger, so you see how small they are, and still kind of sort of look like a flame. I mean, you know, I didn't want it to look too silly. So anyway, what I did is I took a piece of wire, a real thin piece of wire, and I glued it onto the rifle. And then we added the tanks in the back. That's just some scrap sprue that I used to add the tanks on his back. And then after the super glued dried on the wire, I basically placed it on top of the barrel of his rifle. I took some cotton and I took food coloring and dipped the cotton in food coloring and got it nice and soaked with the food coloring. Obviously I used yellow. And then took it out and just let it dry. Once the food coloring was dry, then I put a bead of white glue along that wire, and then just kind of wrapped the cotton around the wire to hide the wire, so it looks like flame is shooting out of the flamethrower gun. So that's how we did the flamethrower guy. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one. Even though it took me forever to finish it, I still had fun with it when I did work on it. So that is the Jonny Quest robot spy scene when it breaks out of Dr. Quest's lab, and was making a run for it. And yeah, we used an Italeri kit for the tank, Airfix for the Jeep, Revell for the Army guys. The rest was just crap I had around the house, old foam board and styrofoam, and some diorama supplies I have left over from other projects. And yeah, pretty much made the diorama, so it wasn't an expensive project. So used mostly craft acrylics. The paint, the model paint we used was Tamiya Khaki, the XF49. We used Tamiya XF58, the olive green. And we used Model Master olive drab. We used polyscale concrete, polyscale aged concrete, and then the rest is all craft acrylics. The Ceram Coat, raw sienna, just plain old black. We used light mocha for all the skin tones on all the little guys. We used the olive drab in a spray can too, the monomaster olive drab spray can for the tank. We added antennas on the tank, which is just wire, real thin gauge wire, craft wire, and I think that is it. Oh, the green was what was it? Ceramic coat green, I believe. Grass green, and yeah, that's it. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I don't know what we'll be doing next. I don't know if we'll do the John F. Kennedy kit, the restoration of that next, or something else. I got plenty of kits sitting up here, wanting to crying out to be built. So, all right, guys. Take care. We'll see you in our next video.